Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, you know, everybody's favorite baby daddy, the voice of the street, man. And today we in Chicago with it, right? Oh, I forgot to say this. YouTube sent me an email, y'all. They told me to shout out all my kings, what they call it, all my drag kings and queens and everybody in between. I guess we got a few now, and they said they coming out and we want to welcome them, you know. So I don't know if we got many on my channel, so but anyway, this is a suggestion that was sent to me through an email. So what's up to all my drag kings and queens and everybody in between. And like I said, today we in Chicago with it. So being out with my guys the last few days, you know, that's why I ain't been doing nothing, just moving around, plus I had a lot of other business to take care of, right? Naturally, we get jacked by the police. You know, it's tripped out, y'all. So we go talk about police for a little while. Let me tell you something. When you criminals, police don't give a fuck. Ooh, they hate when you go legit, y'all. I told you how they hate the rappers and all that shit. I swear, they hate when a nigga got his shit together. You know, we just got jacked, y'all. We didn't have no guns, no drugs on us, no nothing. But, you know, we had a little money. And we riding slick. Man, they treated us like we was drug dealers, fresh off a sale, y'all. You know, just bad. Now, I'm going to say this before I go into all these police stories. I've been hustling a long time, y'all. And y'all hear all the shootouts and shit I told y'all in the head. And that's why the police used to raid my house a lot. Which is why I have led to YouTube and all this. Yeah, I was hot. I deserved all that shit, a lot of that shit. You know, and I ain't been treated too bad by the police. You know, they ain't never planted nothing on me or did nothing wrong. I just hated the fact they showed up too damn much. You know, but I understand it, you know, especially when you get out of that life. You kind of see why they was fucking with you, right? But I have ran across a few incidents with them that wasn't right. You know, like the time I told you they chased me to court. But we're not going to talk about that one. I already did this story. I'm going to tell you about the time I had a fight with the fucking police. And I swear to God, I put this on my little grandson just like a real motherfucking fight. Now, the police pull us up on the block, y'all. They flip the block the first time. We see them. They go around and come back. We like, hey, Joe, they finna come back. Hide this move, you know, so we take the move, slide it under the car, and you know, across the street, because we know they finna flip back. Sure enough, they pull out and jump out like we supposed to be shot. They get out and they searching us and woo, so they didn't find them right away. And Lil Mo say, man, G, he said, man, why the fuck they fucking with us, man? We ain't did nothing, woo. I said, Mo, cool out, relax, man. You know they gotta do their and you be sweat a motherfucker routine. Man, ladies and gentlemen, this police walked to me and slapped the holy shit out of me like, oh my God. Boy, I'm like, ooh, you punk pussy bitch motherfucker. I said, you want the police, I would beat your ass. This motherfucker took his badge off and put it on the car and took his gun off. No lie, before he put that gun up there, I fired him. My boy was like, shoot, no! His partner damn near shot me, y'all. You hear me? He put the gun in my head. I'm like, and he like, his partner like, no, let him get some. Put him up. Well, I tried to beat that motherfucker to death, y'all. You hear me? This fight lasted so fucking long. I threw the motherfucker into the car one time and threw him against the car and tried to give him a body blow like boom. The motherfucker hit the car door, sound like a bomb. Motherfucker was like boom. And Mo said, "Woo, you done broke his ribs if you done hit him with that one, G." Man, was a dent in the door so fucking big, I didn't feel that shit. Cause I'm talking about I'm pissed. Now he got more units coming. These detectives though, right? So every time the blue and whites will get there, they'll pull up and they like secure the perimeter. So we fight. I'm talking about boom, 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 boom. I take the nigga, slam him on the car. He get me, he throw me down. I ain't let him get me down though. I jump right up, boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about, look, I'm fighting this motherfucker like he a nigga on the street. Cause he is. He took his badge and shit off, so he a nigga on the street, right? I'm getting down on his ass, y'all. You hear me? That motherfucker was trying to hang, but I was just too mad. He had slapped me in front of all my soldiers too. Boy, I'm talking I was on his ass, man. Before we know it, it's 15 fucking police cars out here, and they all on the block. If y'all ever seen Lethal Weapon, where y'all seen that end part when dude was fighting goddamn it, Mel Gibson at the end, that's what it reminded me of. Cause all the police was just standing there like, damn, what the fuck? So by this time, everybody calling 911 like, hey, the police fighting on May. Police fighting on May. Y'all need to come to May. 73rd May, it's a fight. And then like, who fight? The police is the ones fighting. So cars is steady coming. But when they get there, they're not reporting back because the detectives is telling them, hold up, we got it. My partner let him handle his business, right? By that time, they done made it too long, y'all. We like 30 fucking minutes in. Probably a little less than that, maybe 15. Probably 20, y'all. Now, Internal Affairs listen like, what the fuck? Let's go see what the fuck is going on May, because we ain't hearing enough, feedback on the radio. They steady calling for all these units, but ain't nobody saying nothing, right? Man, so when they came, they jumped out. You can tell these was they bought. Man, they just started snatching badges off. Give me this. Give me this. They broke the fight up. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. The motherfucker had a handful of badges, right? And they break it up. He called me over. They got everybody stretched out now. And they got everybody badges. They put me in the car, right? So I'm like, what's up, man? He like, hey, you got a hell of a thing going. He said, man, if you press charges, man, we can lock this cop up. I'm like, is he pressing charges on me? He like, nah. I said, well, no, I don't want to press charges. He like, man, but you fighting. He don't supposed to be fighting you, man. That's just wrong. I'm like, I don't care about that. I said, is he pressing charges on me? They like, no. I'm like, well, I don't want to press charges. They sat me in the car for almost 15 more minutes trying to drill me, trying to get me to, tell, hey, he slapped me in the fight, whatever happened. They wanted me to tell it. I'm like, no, if he ain't pressing charges, I don't got shit to say. I'm going to leave that alone, y'all. So they like, alright, fuck it. So, one of the watch commanders had came down there too, right? And he got there about the same time the fucking Internal Affairs get there. And they snatch his badge too, right? So, I hear him talking to his partner. He talking to one of the officers. He said, man, what the fuck is going on, man? He said, y'all over here fighting. He said, I just pull up and you get me in trouble. What the fuck is y'all doing? He said, man, he hit him, Sarge. And you know how they always say, if you take that badge and gun off, he said, I don't know why he took his shit off. He said, but he took his shit off and the boy was on his ass before we could even fix the situation. He said, man, and my partner wanted to fight him. He said, so I let my partner fight, right? So I said, God damn it, did he even win the fight? He said, yeah, well, I won't say he lost, Sarge, but he sure didn't win this motherfucker. I tell you that. I know he didn't win it. Now, I ain't gonna say he lost, Sarge, but the motherfucker damn sure ain't winning, right? So by that time, they like, all right, they gonna let me out. All the little moles out there, they like, gee, you crazy. Gee, you crazy. I'm like, crazy. That motherfucker slapped the shit out of me, nigga. Then go take his shit off like he really thought it was sweet like that. See, they hear people say that shit, but a lot of people don't mean that shit. I meant that shit, y'all. That nigga had damaged my pride, my heart, my ego, everything. I was super pissed. Motherfucker can't even call me a bitch without a fight. So you damn sure can't slap me, God damn it, without a fight. That motherfucker, boy, and he's black, y'all. He was a black cop, but he wasn't no white cops now. So, they got the whole street blocked up when they say I could go. I get in my motherfucking truck, y'all. It's cars everywhere. Man, I bagged that motherfucker up, me and my man, poured on the motherfucking sidewalk and drove that bitch down the sidewalk. Guess what? The cop did the exact same thing because we both trying to get off the set. He coming down on the other side. We get to the corner. I look at him. What's that ass nigga? He ain't say nothing. We just both turned that way and pulled off, right? So my little mo was like, gee, you just gangster, man. I said, what's it? He said, you ain't never just drove down the sidewalk with 30 police cars on the block. I said, what they gonna do to me? They just let me fight a motherfucker for 15 minutes. So they go really do something to me about driving down the sidewalk. I'm trying to get off this motherfucking block, man. Fuck them. You hear me? Fuck them. When I say fuck the police, I mean that shit. I really mean that shit. And I just don't say it a lot just to be saying it. And I really will watch how I word this, y'all, so it might say something different. Because I don't want them just fucking with me. You know, I got caught up in some more shit, y'all. We had crooked cops in Chicago, right? These motherfuckers was going around robbing people. This is the information I got from other police. They say this cop usually rob low-level drug dealer with low security. Now the police like, gee, how your name got on that list? I don't know. He said, because anybody that knows you too high ranking, he couldn't come and just throw you in the trunk or walk you in the house like that. So what had happened, y'all, is it was a day I had one of my guys, right? I used to leave little work when I go to work, right? And I leave work home. He had met a new little chick, right? So he on the bench. He just, every time I come home, if I leave him 500, I come home, it's 3. I'm like, damn. He said, I lost this or that. Okay, no problem. Next day, he did this shit for almost 4 days. I'm like, damn, nigga. If every time I come home, you short and you fucked up, I might as well keep my shit. You know, I'm going to lose money and I ain't even here. Fuck that, man. You know, so I took the work to work with me, y'all. And I didn't leave him nothing. So when I get off work, it's customers everywhere, y'all. So I hit 1, 2, 3, bum. I get a bum rush, about 20 motherfuckers. Then another 20, another 20, another 20, another 20. Well, you know what I served about, motherfucker. 50 people. Now, I'll never forget this. My baby mama was calling me. She needed a ride. I'm like, okay, I'm coming to get you. Give me a few minutes. Let me serve these little people. But every time I get ready to go, y'all, here come 10, 15 more motherfuckers. So I'm starting getting to it. I'm like, this is the last one right here. So I had a little stash spot in my car. So I'm going to put the shit in the stash spot. Now, it's a screw go to the stash spot. Without this screw, y'all, the stash spot is no good. Now, I got my guy on security, y'all. The man was in the house cooking a hamburger. And then he'll walk back to the door, look at me, make sure I'm alright. Then he'll go back and flip his burger. He back and forth with it, right? So one of the times while he going to flip his burger, you know, I'm down like this because I had dropped the screw, y'all. And I'm down with my head like that. I'm lacking like a motherfucker. But I ain't lacking because I got security. But I didn't see it. We like to say snooze. I didn't see the cop. The nigga walks out the alley. First of all, he had his head to the right. And he come from the opposite side of the street. So he was already, motherfucker was on him already, right? So he come from over there and he walking. I guess he trying to blend in, look like a thug. And he walks up on me and he trying to put the pistol to my head. I guess he goes say, get up, nigga, when I walk you in the house. Because he done seen all the traffic, y'all, right? So when he put the pistol to my head, my man started blowing at him. Boom, 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 boom. When I hear the shots, I get low, right? I get low and I run in the yard. When I get in the yard, my man done locked the door because he said he thought the nigga had shot me because I had moved and I was down. So my man was just shooting off his reflexes like, damn, his reaction. So he just boom, 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 boom. And he thinking, damn, this nigga just shot my man in the head and he hit him. So he done locked the door. He ain't even checked on me or nothing. It's just happening so fast. So when I get to the door, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. It's locked. Boom, 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 and I'm ducking because I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking they shooting at me from out the yard, right? I hear this motherfucker as I'm running in the yard say, police, you motherfucker. So when I get in the house, I'm like, my boy like, hey, Reese, man, you see that nigga put the gun in your head? I'm like, no, man. He like, he hit the gun in your head, G. I said, no, man, this motherfucker said he the police, dog. He said, what? I said, yeah. Now, I had just moved. Me and my wife had just moved and got an apartment on the east side. So all my clothes was gone. I'm finna go in there naturally. If I had this on, I'm finna change shirts because I don't want him to think I'm the guy he was trying to grab, right? So when I go looking in my closet, ain't nothing in there. I done just moved. And it didn't take long, y'all. Now, you got shots fired off the down. I'm talking about they came, y'all. Ooh, Lord. That shit you see on TV. Come out with your hands up. Ooh. Don't believe that. Them motherfuckers pulled right up. Bang! Kicked the door down. They beat the shit out of me, y'all. You hear me? Not only did they beat me up, they whooped everybody in the house. They whooped me. They roughed my daddy a little bit. They roughed up my brother's girlfriend. They whooped my mama. Everybody fucked us up, you know. They didn't whoop my brother. I don't know why they didn't whoop him. He kind of got away. They didn't touch him, you know. So they beating every motherfucker up. When they get to me, the motherfucker like, he ain't going. Boom, boom. They just start beating me. They was beating me so much, y'all, that I got numb. I didn't feel it. I knew they was punching me, but I didn't feel it no more because I done went numb. And you know they really beating me down, right? The motherfucker grabbed the gun and he finna hit me with it. And he caught himself. I sent him when he caught himself. And he put it over there and boom! They cuffed me, y'all, and took me outside. If y'all ever seen New Jack City, when they beat Nino up and threw his ass outside, that's how they did me. When I come out, it was people everywhere. Now, people, they used to my house getting raided, but not like this. They like, ooh, they really raiding Shrimp House today. Ooh, it's going down, right? So they bring me outside. I'm cuffed up and beat up and shit. He throw me into the police car. Boom, and I fall down. He said, get up, bitch. I'm like, damn, you just throw me down, man. What the fuck? Then they put me in the back of the police car, grabbed me out the police car real fast, took me in the paddy wagon, y'all. Opened the paddy wagon, go pick me up like this, turn me upside down, and tossed me in that motherfucker upside down. I'll never forget what I was thinking. My first thought was, ooh, this finna hurt, right? My second thought, I said, well, Shrimp, you finally done fucked your life up playing in these streets. I thought it was over, y'all. I'm like, phew, I thought that was it. So they whooped all us. They took us to the motherfucking police station. Naturally, they got us in there. They interrogating us. I don't know shit. Because I didn't even know my man was shooting. You know what I mean? So I didn't know shit. I told my exact story. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. No, I didn't know my boy had a gun. I didn't know if he was shooting. I didn't know none of that. You know, and they beat me so bad, y'all. So finally, I'm bleeding so bad, they got to take me to the hospital. I'll never forget this, y'all. I get to the hospital and they stitching in my eye. Y'all, I can see I got a little cut over my eye and a little black right there. Here come the district attorney. He wants to talk to me. He sit down and this is what he said. Shrimp, let me say something to you. First of all, I don't give a damn about your little nick and a dime ass operation you had going on over there. This shit tickled me because I'm like, oh, I got an operation going, huh? Okay. He said, I don't give a damn about your nick and dime ass operation you got going on. All I care about is the police officer who got shot. I'm like, okay. He say, now, your boy Reginald Boston, he had the gun, right? Now, this is where the first 48 shit come in, y'all. If y'all ain't never went through interrogation, I'm tell you, it's not good. And if you're not smart, I'm telling you, you can fuck up easy. You can really fuck up because they play games. They fuck with you, y'all. And if your education level ain't up there, you don't catch a word that he throw at you, you can fuck yourself up. But I just was sharp. I was on his ass, right? So he said, so you was out there selling drugs, Maurice. I'm like, you can say that. Man, he said, and your friend, Reginald Boston, he had the gun watching your back. Now, if I say yeah, y'all, I'm accessory to this attempt murder on the police officer. So, I can't say yeah. Let me let y'all know that for the record. I can't say yeah. So, he said, so he was watching your back, right? I'm like, no, you want to watch my back? I just got to work, man. I pull up. I'm fucking with my car. Boom, boom, boom. Like you said, I admit. I said, yeah, I served a few people, but that's it. I don't know where the shots come from, and that's what it is. I don't know nothing about that. I said, I was out there, like you said, doing my little nickel and dime as operation, and shots were fired, so I played on what he said, because they already knew that, right? So I played on that. So he said, okay, well, Resident wasn't watching your back. Let's say this, Shrimp. Sometimes you guys be on the block, and he just have the gun just to make shit, in case things go smooth. I said, no, I never seen him with a gun. He said, okay, well, he don't have a gun to make things go smooth. But one day he was out there, and he just said, I'll just hold it, just to have it. Did he do that? I'm like, no, I never seen him with a gun. I don't know. Okay, well, he didn't watch your back and all that. Okay, but usually when things happen, he's the one that get the gun, right? No, I don't know about no fucking gun, no. He like, okay. So he rephrased the same question, y'all, at least 20 fucking times. I stayed on this ass, you hear me? And I'm like, no, I don't know nothing about no fucking gun, man. I just got off work, man. I served a few people and was finna get ready to go pick my motherfucking baby mama up. I heard shots, I ran, and bam, these motherfuckers show up, beat the shit out of everybody, man, and that's it. So he's finally sat there for a minute. I guess he see, okay, this nigga a little smart. He ain't finna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And he kind of sat back, right? And he had a little guy who was writing, you know how they be taking shorthand and shit. And he stopped for a minute. He was just looking. And the guy said, so what we gonna do? We gonna charge him? He said, nah, man. He said, we got the guy and we got the gun. Plus, my man was so fucked up about it. He did confess. He said, yeah, he was the one who had the gun. So he admitted it. So they didn't need me, right? So he like, man, we already got the shooter and the gun. Fuck it, man. We don't need him. Plus, the police already fucked him up. So, when he said that, the doctor who was stitching me up, he patted me on my back like, boy, you just don't know. They was trying to get your ass. I'm like, yeah, I know. So now imagine this, y'all. When we go to the county, first they take us to the police station. Now we is not welcome here, y'all. I want y'all to know that we is not welcome here. We are the motherfuckers who shot the police. We not welcome here. So we gets here. They got us when they finna take us in the back. Police come and they surround us. Now my man is kind of out of it because they stripped all his clothes. He got on a gown and he spaced out. He ain't never really been to jail before, He popped that pistol and shit. But this part of the game, you got the experiences, so he had never went through this. And they've been telling him all day, you go get the death penalty, motherfucker. You never getting out. You never getting out. Never, ever, ever. And they done fucked his head up. You feel me? They done fucked his head up. So when I gets with him, they cuff me and they cuff him, and he got his back to me. And I'm like, this is the first time I done seen him about 7 hours now. I'm like, hey dog, hey. He just gazing into space, y'all. I'm like, hey. I said, you alright? He said, I'm gonna get the death penalty. I said, man, you can't get no motherfucking death penalty, man. I said, man, you ain't got no record, dog. I said, that motherfucker ain't dead, man. Come on, man. So the police, they surround us. We waiting on the turnkey to come to let us in the back, right? They got us surrounded. So I could see one of them, he trying to size my boy up because he finna try to give him a cheap shot, y'all, right? So I kind of see him because my back against the wall, my boy handcuffed with me, and he like this. He can't see him, but I can. So I'm like looking at him like, this nigga finna try to steal. So I steps over a little bit closer to the wall and like, come on, man, step over here. Police get mad. He said, see, that's why you motherfuckers in jail now. And then the other officer, what they do? He said, these the two motherfuckers. He said, this motherfucker right here, he's the drug dealer, and this his friend. He said, he trying to protect this motherfucker, and then shot a fucking police. He said, that's why y'all ain't here now, trying to protect each other. I said, well, I'm supposed to let you just get a cheap shot in? He like, no, you motherfucking criminal. They back and forth with him. I'm like, man, fuck y'all, right? So they take us to the back. They take us to the back, right? And I'm like sitting in there. Finally, we hits the county. When we hit the county, y'all, this shit been on the news all day. It's so motherfucking rowdy as I come. G, sir, what's up, G? Oh, well, I was just at your grill, G. I seen that shit on the news. And it's, ooh, here come G Shrimp, them, they shaking the bullpen. It's rowdy. I'm talking about the jails get rowdy. We walking through that motherfucker like celebrities, right? So I sent a motherfucker, hey, go get them guys and walk them through the process and turn off all that shit on the news. Turn that off. These guys are in the building. Turn off that shit on the news and walk these guys through the process because it's getting too rowdy. So they can't got me and him and walk me and him through here, right? So when we goes to court, y'all, they charged me with this is what they charged me with, y'all. Disorderly conduct. They say I failed to render aid to an officer who was shot during a narcotic investigation. I never forget, I just looked at that under the bed. They say I failed to render aid to an officer who was shot during a narcotic investigation. So my case is a misdemeanor though, right? So when we get to the courtroom, the judge looked like fuck what it said, it's a misdemeanor. He asked the state's attorney, he said, Miss Jackson, would you like me to put Mr. Jewett case in his proper courtroom? She like, no, Your Honor, I want this case to kind of go with this one because they kind of follow each other. He said, no, they don't. He said, they charged him with a misdemeanor. He said, if these cases went together, they should have charged him, but they didn't. He said, no, you can't make this case go with that one. They don't go together. She said, well, what's the highest bond we can set, Your Honor? He said, I don't know. I never set a misdemeanor bond. Y'all, my bond was $75 fucking dollars. You hear me? $75. So my man come to court. He's standing next to me already. I mean, they said, so what do we want to do with Mr. Boston? She said, well, I don't want to give him a bond, Your Honor, because if we give him a bond, his drug dealer friend just going to bond him out. And it's going to be like letting him go. So then, okay, no bond for Mr. Boston. I'm like, damn, ain't that a bitch? Just call us drug dealers in the courtroom like that, y'all. So I'm in the motherfucker, y'all. Like I said, I was going to joint a lot. So I got a parole hold and a $75 bond. Why when I go to the motherfucking county, the parole people happen to come down there that week, help me out. I goes down there to hit my parole hearing. All I didn't do is waive it so they can give me a bond. I got a bond, but so they can lift the hold, I mean. As I'm sitting here with the lady, she reading the paper. She like, oh, Andre Sneed, I know this case. I know this. I'm like, what? She like, I know this. I'm like, no, I don't want you to do my paperwork. I snap the paper and go down the street, right? And she like, no. I'm like, no, I don't want you fucking with my case. She said, no, I don't have nothing to do with the verdict. I'm just saying I know this case. I'm like, no. She was upset, y'all, because I told her I didn't want her fucking with my paperwork since she know the case. She follows me down because I walk down to another place. I say, hey, dude, get up, go down there. I said, go down there, homie. I said, get your ass up and go down there. He like, get the fuck. You know, I had to bully him a little bit. Get your pussy ass up and go down there, nigga. So I sat there in front of the guy. He like, what's going on? I said, I don't want her dealing with my paperwork, sir. She's familiar with the case. I don't want her doing nothing to it. So she come down there. She trying to plead her case like, I have nothing to do with what happened. I don't care. You know this case. I don't want you fucking with it. So the guy who I sat in front of, he said, I'll just take it. I don't have any. She was upset because she like really was feeling like I can't do nothing to hurt you, sir. I'm just letting you know I'm familiar with this case, but bitch, I don't know whose side you on. If you ain't on my side, you got to be on his side because you don't know me. So who you know? Him. So I wasn't wrong, y'all. You feel me? I'm like, bitch, I ain't. You feel me? So when I go to parole hearing, I'm like, man, I ain't playing no games. I had my lawyer come down there. And then they come with that bullshit. Yeah, they say I was selling drugs. Ooh. And they say, what they charging him with? They say they charging him with failed to render aid to a police officer who was shot during a narcotic investigation, right? So the motherfucker like, my lawyer like, look, if a police can't take care of himself with a gun, what do you expect my client to do? I said, my client said he heard shots and he got low and that was it. You know, I didn't stay around. I got low. She said, so they came through, beat up everybody, and this is what the result is. I had a cast on my hand, y'all. My eye fucked up, and dude like, they did that to you? I'm like, yeah. He like, all right, I'm finna lift the hole right now, man. You can bond out right now. Call your people. So I called my wife. She come right down there and get me, you know. Now check this out, y'all. When I get out, you would think the police was mad at me. No. The police was pulling me over and like, hey, Shrimp. I'm like, yeah. He said, man, that guy, that cop? I said, yeah. He said, he a crooked cop, man. He said, man, he was coming to rob you that night. I'm like, well, yeah, rob me for what? He said, man, word on the street is you had some keys in there. He was coming to get it. Now, this information is like 10 years old, maybe, y'all. I hadn't had keys in a long time. You feel me? But the streets never know what level you on. All they know is they still see me riding slick and dressed up. They don't know I ain't selling bricks no more, or I done switched from D to heroin, or my wife got a good job. They just don't know because I ain't putting my business out there. But the information he had was old. I hadn't had no keys of cocaine. And boy, I'm like, keys? So they like, yeah. He said, now, Shrimp, he usually robbed low-level drug dealers. I don't know how your name got on that list. He said, because anybody should have knew they couldn't just walk up on you and grab you like that. If it was that easy, the folks would have been put your ass in the trunk or got rid of you. You feel me? So that just was crazy, y'all. So Internal Affairs got on him, and, you know, they was trying to bust him. They talked to me a few times. I can't tell you nothing. I don't know nothing about the cat. You know, all I know is when he came to rob me. But I can't help you. I don't know nobody he robbed and none of that. Plus, I don't fuck with the police. Even if y'all trying to lock up the police, I ain't fucking with y'all because I don't trust y'all either. But the police really got my back in them situation, y'all, because all of them stood up and said, look, man, we've been running this G-Shrimp house for years. G-Shrimp has never shot at a police officer. This nigga got bond money. He'll bond out. That motherfucker G-Shrimp bond out every time he go to jail. He ain't finna sit around there and just stay in jail. Shit, he go bond out. You feel me? But anyway, man, that's my story, man. I did enough talking, man. I'm getting hot, y'all. These lights be burning me up, man. I be trying to stick to it. I see everybody, man, watch this show. All they want to do is hear the stories. But, y'all, I'm going to write a book. I got 2 movies written, y'all. Y'all won't believe it. I got 2 movies written. And I'm really going to have to end this because I see my batteries look like it's getting low. My little grandbabies was over here today, y'all, and they just ran my shit down. Yep, see, there go one. First camera. See him say bye-bye, y'all. He gone. This motherfucker blinking. They just did me wrong, but at least I was able to finish the story, y'all, man. It's your boy G-Shrimp, everybody's favorite baby daddy, the voice of the street, man. Coolest motherfucker in the city. That's what the bitch told me the other day. You the coolest motherfucker in the city, man. Yeah. And shout out to my YouTube told me this for real, y'all. My drag kings and queens and everyone in between. Welcome to the G-Shrimp Show. I'm out.